Okay, so on your paper, similar figures are figures that have the same shape. Using that definition, I want you to look at the screen. It says which figures below are similar. Figures 1, 2, and 3. Which of these three? 1 and 3. Why? One's flipped around, right? They're both what kind of triangles? Right, triangles. Good. So figures 1 and 3 are similar. Is one bigger and one smaller? Yes? Okay, you're going to see that for similar figures. One will be bigger, one will be smaller. Okay, now for us to do our work with similar figures, it's important that you remember how to solve a proportion. And we solve these in our ratio and proportion unit. So put your pencils down, and let's just work on some of these together. Take your calculator and put it in your hand. 4 over 6 is equal to x over 18. What would I do to solve this proportion? Cross multiply what? So 4 times 18 is first. And then what do we do? Divide by the leftover number, which is 6. And what do we get? X equals 12. Good. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, what do I cross multiply? 9 times 21. And then I divide by 7, which gives us 27. Good. So we're cross multiplying, then dividing by the leftover number. Okay, here. What would I do? What do I do here? 12 times 7, and then divide it by, and we get x equals 21. Okay, excellent. All right, now, you see the word similar figure on your paper where you wrote same shape? Now I want you to write this. Corresponding sides are proportional. The little bullet point. Corresponding sides are proportional. So for similar figures, the corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, next. Corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding sides are proportional. Corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, so let's play a little game. Similar, we're going to see if the shapes are similar, or they could be congruent. Remember, similar is the same shape, they're just different sizes. Congruent means everything's exactly the same. Okay, so are these two circles similar, congruent, or neither? Similar. Good. Okay, next. Why are they congruent? Exactly the same. Good. Okay, next. Neither. Good. Huh? Similar means one's big, one's small. Congruent means they're exactly the same. Which one? Congruent. Okay, next. What?
If you just flip it around, then it'll be similar.
Similar, one's big, one's small. Is one big, one small here? No, they're exactly the, so it would be congruent. That's similar. One's big, one's small. Same shape. Good. Excellent. You are a genius. All right. Look on your sheet at the top in the gray box. You have triangle ABC is similar to triangle XYZ. Do you have this symbol on your paper right here? I want you to draw an arrow and let's write what that symbol means. So when you see it, you won't go, what? Okay, at the very top of your paper. That symbol means similar. Similar to. Okay, on your paper, I want you to draw this heading or write this heading right here, corresponding sides. So find a spot to the right or the left of that top box and write the words corresponding sides. We're going to start by finding the corresponding sides of both triangles. This is where we're going to use those colored pencils. That's why you should have 3 different colored pencils. Computers are closed. All computers are closed. Unless you're listening to this recording. All right, we ready? Okay, so take your first colored pencil in your hand. And we're going to draw a squiggle line from A to C. What corresponds to side AC on the big triangle? Huh? That's right, XZ corresponds. They're in the same position. They're kind of like the backbone of the triangle. So down here underneath our heading, corresponding sides, we're going to write side AC corresponds to side XZ. Okay, new color. Okay, side AB. What does it correspond to on the big one? XY. So side AB corresponds to side XY. Side AB corresponds to side XY. The last one, we're not going to use a color because it's just plain black. So CB corresponds to side what? ZY. So CB corresponds to side ZY. CB Side CB corresponds to side ZY. Good. There's all your corresponding sides. Okay, now draw a heading or write this down, corresponding angles. Now we're going to figure out the corresponding angles for our two triangles. So take your colored pencil that's left over, the color you haven't used. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use green. Okay, so draw a little smile across angle C. What does angle C correspond to? Angle Z. Good, Amy. So down here, angle C is congruent to angle Z. They have the same measure, C and Z. Okay, next, angle B, we're going to draw two smiles. What does it go with? Yep, excellent. So angle B is congruent to angle Y. All right, next, angle A. We're going to draw three smiles for angle A and angle X. So angle A is congruent to angle X. Okay, any questions so far? All right, so let's go to your sheet and let's go beneath that box. We have two triangles, triangle DEF and triangle ABC. Notice how I stayed in order? I went D, E, F, A, B, C. See how I did that? Okay, now let's come up with our corresponding parts. It says which angle corresponds to angle A. So which angle goes with A? Angle D. And what's their measures? They both measure at what degree measure? They both have a 102 degree measure. Okay, next, number 2. Which angle corresponds to angle B? Angle E. So angle E, and they both measure what? 44 degrees. Okay, next, angle C. It corresponds to angle F, and they both measure at 34 degrees. Does each angle and its corresponding angle have the same measurement? Yes, so we circle yes. To be similar figures, your corresponding angles have to have the same measure. And then there's a special rule for the sides that we're going to look at next. It says which side, so flip over, which side corresponds to side AB? So take your colored pencil. Let's color inside AB. Which side goes with AB? DE. So we're going to put side DE. Side DE. How long is AB? How long is AB? 44 is the angle. That's why it has a degree measure. How long is AB? 4. How long is DE? 12. So we're going to write that above it for just a second because we're going to need that in just a minute. Number 6. Which side corresponds to side CB? So here's CB. Different color. What goes with CB? F2E, right? So side FE. How long is side CB? How long is FE? 21. All right, last. Which side corresponds to AC? The F. How long is AC? How long is DF? 15. All right, next. It says, what is the ratio of side AB length, the length of its corresponding side? We already wrote that out. How long is AB?
4.
And its corresponding side is how long? 12. Can we reduce that?
Yeah.
What will it be?
1/3.
Yep, 1/3. Good. All right, BC. How long is BC?
7.
All right. And its corresponding side, which is FE, is, if we reduce that, it will be 1/3. And last, AC. 5. Its corresponding side is, which reduces to 1/3. What are the ratios equal to in lowest terms? What do we get each time?
1/3.
Are all three ratios equal?
Yeah.
What is the scale factor of ABC to becoming triangle DEF? So when it was small, it blew up to this big triangle, yes? Okay, so let's see if we can figure out the scale factor. By how much did it get larger? It was an enlargement. So how much larger is the big triangle? So let's look here. 5 matches with what on this triangle? 15, right? 5 to 15. How do we jump from 5 to 15? Times 3. Okay, next. 7. What does it match with? 21. How do we jump from 7 to 21? Times 3. All right, 4 matches with 12. And how do we jump from 4 to 12? So what's our scale factor? 3. Scale factor is 3. And you might want to draw that out because you're going to have to find the scale factor by yourself today. And I just did it one time. So you have to match it up and see how much it increased or decreased. Okay, next one on your paper. Sometimes you don't have a drawing and all you have are words. So if I tell you that I have triangle CAN is similar to triangle JOY, if the measurement of A is 96, what else do we know? If angle A is 96, what other angle do we know? Well, that's given, but I'm talking about A. Can we match it with anything? O would be what? 96. Good. Because they're going to have the same angle measure. Okay, next. Angle N is 46. So what do we know?
Y is 46.
Y has to be 46. Okay, next we have angle C, which is 38.
J is 38.
So J is 38. Good. Okay, now come down underneath or to the side, and I want you to draw this out. Triangle CAN is similar to triangle JOY. We did the angles. Now let's figure out our corresponding sides. Okay, so we're going to start here. Side CA. What does CA correspond to? JO. Good. Okay, next we have colored pencil. We have side AN. What's it correspond to? OY. What's the last letters we haven't used together yet? We use CA, AN, CN. There you go. CN, so side CN corresponds to side JY. And you just did the angles. You did them up here. C goes with J, A goes with O, N goes with Y. You already did that. Okay? So sometimes you don't have a drawing. You can get it just from the way the letters are arranged. All right. On your paper, find a spot, because we're going to do some scratch work here to solve for the unknown side of similar figures. Find a spot on your paper, or you can take out a brand new sheet, either or. I want you to go ahead and draw 2 fraction bars. 2 fraction bars. All right, the first thing we're going to do is you always start with the first shape they give you. And we're going to choose 2 known measurements that match. Okay, so let's start with 12. What does 12 match with? It goes with 3. So 12 over 3 is equal to, and then we're going to do 20 over X. And now you've set up a proportion. So basically what you're doing is you're setting up your own problem like this, okay? Using given measurements. Now we're going to do what? Multiply and, okay, use your calculator. Multiply and divide, and you get X equals 5. Good. Okay, what's the scale factor? I'm going from 3 to 12, and I'm going from 5 to 20. What's the scale factor? 4. Scale factor equals 4. Excellent job. Okay, next one. 2 fraction bars. Start with 2 known measurements. So X over 9. So X goes with 9. Okay, what's next? And then 1 over 3. Okay, cross multiply and you get 9. And then divide by 3 and you get 3. So X is 3. Okay, what's the scale factor? Scale factor is 3. Good. Number 3. Two measurements. Okay, so 4 and 16. Okay. And then what? X and 8. Good. Okay, now what do I do? 4 times 8, which is 32, divided by 16, and we get 2. So X equals 2. What's the scale factor? Scale factor is 4. Good. Okay, next, number 4. At 2 known measurements. 5 and x. And then 4 and 8. Okay, we get 40. 40 divided by 4 is, so x equals, okay, what's the scale factor? Good, 2. Okay, next. And then? X does not match the 2. X matches the 3. Because 2 is that bottom piece. And then what? Nope, can't start with 2. You gotta start here. 20 over, cross multiply, and we get 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. Now, did the shape shrink this time?
Yeah.
It got smaller, didn't it? So when I say 30 times what gives us 3? 30 times what equals 3? Well, 30 times 10 will be 300. 30 times what gives us 3? No, if you do negative, then the answer would be negative. It's going to be a fraction because it's shrunk. So 30 times what fraction will give us 3? 1/10? Let's see. That gives us 30 over 10, which is 3. You're right. So there's your scale factor. Your scale factor is 1/10. Good. So when it shrinks, it's going to be a fraction scale factor. If it blows up, it's a whole number. Because see, all of these have been little and gotten big. This one was big and it got little. So you kind of, your fraction is going to be a fraction answer. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, give me 2 known measurements to start with. 10 and 40. Okay, next. Well, if I do 14 and 56, did you set up anything that you could solve? Nope, so you don't want to do that. What? 3 and x. Good. Okay, now what do I do? Okay, and we get, and then divide by 10, which gives you
12.
Good. Okay. Scale factor. No, that's the answer. Scale factor's not the same question.
4.
Yep, scale factor is 4. Good. Okay, next. $36 does not match 7. 36 and 4.
X and 7.
X and 7. Okay, cross multiply and divide. What'd you get? 63. All right, scale factor. This was another one because it went from big to little. So let's use these 2 numbers right here. These are real easy. 90 times what will give us 10? What'd you say, Mariella? Mariella said 1/9 equals 90 over 9, which is 10. You're correct. So the scale factor is 1/9 for that one. Okay. That concludes this part of the lesson. So if you will, put your sheet into the geometry section of your notebook.